Welcome to Atomic English. Today, we're unpacking the story that has completely taken over our feeds, the engagement of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. But, behind all the celebratory headlines, there's this really fascinating debate going on. So on August 26, 2025, just one single post was all it took to basically break the internet. It was the confirmation everyone had been waiting for after months and months of intense speculation. So, what did they post? Well, they announced their engagement together on Instagram with this now famous line: "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." And as you can imagine, it went completely viral. It was like the picture perfect ending to a romance the whole world had been watching. But as everyone was celebrating, this question started to pop up, and it really gets to the heart of what it means to be famous today. Is this a perfect match, or is it a perfect plan? So, in this video, we're going to dig into both sides of the story. Okay, first up, let's look at the side of the story that millions of people believe in, the idea that this is just a genuine, modern-day fairy tale. If you look at their relationship timeline, it's just packed with these big public moments. It starts with Travis trying to give her a friendship bracelet with his number on it, and then boom, Taylor's a regular at his football games, sitting with his mom. Every single step has been out there for the world to see, and for fans, this is all the proof they need of a real, genuine connection. And it's not just public appearances. The romance has literally been written into her music. You've got songs like So High School and The Alchemy, and they're filled with these direct shout-outs to football and their relationship. It really seems like he's become a major inspiration for her. And it's not just Taylor's music either. People who are actually close to them have talked about how real their bond is. Travis's own dad did an interview and said that Taylor was the sole reason for his son's recent happiness. That's a pretty powerful statement, right? It adds a really personal touch to the whole story. Okay, so that's the fairy tale side. But as you might guess, not everyone is convinced. There's a whole other way to look at this, a perspective that sees this relationship as something much more strategic. If you dive into some online forums and listen to certain critics, you'll hear the argument that this whole thing isn't a happy accident. They believe it's actually a super carefully managed PR stunt, one that's designed to help both of them out in a big way. So, to really get what they're saying, you have to understand this term, showmance. A showmance is basically a fake relationship, one that's staged just for publicity and media attention. And believe me, this is a classic move in the entertainment industry to create buzz and make sure stars stay in the headlines. This idea of a showmance is also tied to something called a parasocial relationship. And this is where it gets really interesting. A parasocial relationship is that one-sided connection a fan feels with a celebrity. The key here is that PR teams are experts at building these connections on purpose. They want you to feel personally invested because that loyalty, well, that translates directly into more engagement and, you guessed it, more money. So the skeptics say, just look at what they each stand to gain. It's almost like a business deal. For Taylor, she gets access to a whole new audience, millions of NFL fans. Plus, she gets this classic Miss Americana image by dating an all-American athlete. And for Travis, his fame explodes outside of the sports world. We're talking a reported $100 million podcast deal. Connections in Hollywood. It basically sets him up for a huge career after he retires from football. So, okay, real love or perfect plan? Whatever you believe, one thing is absolutely undeniable. The impact this has had on business and culture is just massive. So let's actually look at some of the hard numbers here. Get this. The very first time Taylor showed up at one of his games, sales of Travis Kelce's jersey shot up by almost 400%. 400! Just like that, he became one of the top 5 best-selling jerseys in the entire NFL. And it wasn't just jersey sales. The NFL itself got a huge boost. As you can see here, viewership among female fans jumped by 9% during the 2023 season. That's the highest it's been since 2015. People are literally calling this the Swift effect. Their combined star power is just off the charts. When they appeared together on the New Heights podcast, it didn't just get a few extra listeners. No, it completely broke YouTube records, with over 1.3 million people watching at the same time. It's the perfect example of how coming together makes both of their brands even bigger. So when you take everything into account, the romantic moments, the smart business moves, the incredible financial impact, it all brings us right back to those two competing stories at the center of all this. So on one hand, you have the fairy tale narrative. It's a story of genuine connection, of two people supporting each other in the public eye. But on the other hand, you have the PR plan. This view sees the relationship as an absolute masterclass in modern branding, a brilliant strategic move to grow their empires. And you have to admit, both sides make a pretty compelling case. And that really leaves us with a fascinating question about celebrity in the world we live in now. Is it possible for a relationship to be both a real love story and a brilliant business move at the same time? Maybe in today's world, those two things aren't opposites. Maybe they can be the exact same thing. In the end, what you believe, well, that's up to you. Thanks for watching Atomic English. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave a comment to practice your English. Don't forget to share it with your friends and subscribe so you never miss a new video. See you next time.